Hello, this is the 4th GameSpawn workshop, and we're going to be talking about character designs. This is what we did last week. This week, we'll talk about character designs. Yeah. So, rule 1 is keeping it simple. It's not like having a lot of, I guess, unnecessary details that might make it hard for other people to have to, like, animate and draw. Like, a lot of the producers and stuff will be like, oh yeah, make this really cool and stuff, but then everyone else has to struggle to be able to draw all these. But whatever. It's also harder to be expressive because, like, everything here is like has like a purpose to it. But for something like this, it's like, do you really need a dress made of belts? But it's fine, I guess, because I know a lot of gacha games have really complicated designs, and it works fine. But it's just letting you know, like, sometimes all these belts aren't necessary to portray a character and what what they stand for, or like what they're important about. Like, yeah. For just like in my personal experience, gacha games, I think I told you yesterday, but they have very nice character designs. All the characters look really nice and pretty. But the thing is that the writers don't do anything with the characters. So they're just like this. They have like 1 or 2 tropes, and that's about it. Their character is like basically non-existent or close to non-existent, which is kind of sad because you want to like know more about these characters, but all there is in the bio is that, oh yeah, they're steak. I'm just kidding. I don't know steak. I'm just making random food. Less can be more. So yeah, this is like, the art isn't bad here. It's actually like really nice, but it's like all these details just make it really kind of weird to look at, because it's like, what is happening with these shoes? What is this thing? Why are they holding a pizza cutter? And why do they need all these details when you could have the same character but not have all these details and it'd still be the same? It's still like, oh, it's a fantasy character, and you could just keep the sword and everything would still be the same. And this is a really funny.
We'll try to explain our thinking on how we're coming across and why we're doing overkill the way it is. Yeah, especially if it's going to be overkill, his equipment's got to be overkill as well. Oh, heck yeah. Always remember he's tough, but he's not. Okay, along that line, he's got the biggest shoulder pads ever existed. I figured he was just... Okay.
So basically, Stanley right here, he's basically roasting these two guys because they're designing the character off, oh, this is what looks cool. Oh, he looks like buff and scary and stuff. But Stanley is roasting them because they're thinking very surface level, and they're not thinking about who the character is as like a human person and what he does other than being this cool person.
Because a guy like him that's got some armor, got some guns and stuff like that, he's gonna...
Well, he looks grim, doesn't he?
Kids, I mean, the kids like the dark, moody stuff. I mean,
they see,
you're...
I have a question I've been wanting to ask you guys. How long does it take these people to get dressed, these kind of characters? I mean, there's something they have to get out quickly to save the world, but it takes them an hour and a half to do all of this stuff.
That's right.
They work fast.
That's right. Getting into the costume is like going to the bathroom in comic book. You never show it, but you assume that Superman and Batman and Spider-Man actually do go and urinate every now and then, right?
Right, but you never do show it, do you? No. But you do show, very often you show people getting dressed, especially women.
Good. Just, yeah.
Yeah, no, I mean,
You go ahead, so you with the hands.
oh, yeah, the
You
best.
do hands.
Okay, why don't we give them here, wires coming out here, coming down. I mean, the kids love wires.
The wires that have triple.
What do we need?
See, you draw good wires. Oh.
He draws good work.
Does he have a double identity? Is he really a Mika character in real life?
Who else do you need besides Overkill?
I mean, when he takes off all these clothes, is he a
You see it taken real fist. Okay, you have 3 different cannons that are facing you for the large kaput.
They're large.
So right here, they can be like missile launchers or whatever. But you can have those right over there.
What makes you make those value judgments? Why only 3? He's got 4 knuckles.
Because the reader's crazy.
Why does he have more on that side than that side?
No.
For the sake of our unseen viewers, is this really the type of thought process that you guys go through when you read?
Except for we have more than 20 minutes.
We're usually probably longer than you usually think. Well, I think I've got to say seriously, which is easy for me to do. But I think it's very impressive that in a matter of 20 minutes, you guys can come up with something like this. I mean, bad as it is, it's still impressive that you were able to do it this quick.
Yeah, that's a cool logo.
Rob, can you promise that you would draw it and we would do the talking? And we can grow up a little more.
Okay.
We'll let you work out with the grown-ups.
Well, when you were creating characters, Stan, what was the process back then? I mean, because Rob and I right now, we do our own writing and our own drawing. We don't collaborate with anybody anymore. So
That's the problem. I've been meaning to talk to you guys about that. Only he is one grim-looking guy. There's no way this man can move. He's got to have a power to defy gravity, I would say, just looking at
he's
him.
a tank. I mean, what do you think?
Now, the funniest thing would be if you say that these are jets and he's the fastest man alive. That, the way you have, look, how do you justify all of this paraphernalia? It's not that. Okay. You're really doing my character right. Somebody, I guess. Not to beginners. I just want you, we have a minute. Oh, yeah, fun. I want to tighten those feet. Okay. All right, guys?
Give him an ankle bone here, an ankle bone here.
I think it takes you longer to sign your name and draw a picture. You know?
It is. I'm gonna step out, okay?
Incidentally, you guys have ruined us. We've decided to give up comics and we're going into showbiz.
The roasting though, but yeah, basically, I mean the art they drew was pretty impressive, but other than that, there was not a lot of thought that went into it. So you don't want to do that. You don't want to like have a bunch of details, but then not think about how it relates to the character. It's just kind of like cool for the sake of being cool, which is, you know, it's fine because you do want it to be cool, but at the same time you should think a little deeper into like how it fits into the overall story and whatnot. So yeah, any comments on that video, which was pretty great? It's called Stanley Owns, I guess. Stanley is great. Yep. Anyways, this second rule is to make silhouettes happen. You want to make it recognizable. I talked about this before, but I'll just go over it again. You want to be able for people to like understand what's happening just from like the silhouette of it. Just kind of like unconscious, like, oh, this is like how the character does like exist or whatever. If you do it like this, you're not really sure what this blob is, and it's harder to like understand.
Have you seen that meme where like, you know, like there's like those just girly pose, and it's like when you miss him, but then it's like the shadow, the silhouette, and someone. So it's supposed to be someone like I think holding themselves like this, but then the silhouette looked really like vague. So someone drew a sock puppet. That's what it looked like.
Oh, I see. Yeah, so you want to make it recognizable, otherwise it doesn't look nice. Like right here, you can kind of tell like there's a bunch of like Star Wars characters, and they all have their different like distinctive shapes and sizes, stuff like that. It's good to have different shapes and sizes to like be able to distinguish different characters from each other. It's also easier to just kind of like be able to like pick out like, oh, is that character, is that character, because they're like smaller or taller than the ones around them, whatnot. And rule 3 is, as the video kind of went over, is backstory and practicality kind of stuff. So how does their outfit fit with like the world around them, basically? What does it tell them about their personality? Like, what does it like add to the story, basically, of what they're wearing? So kind of, this is an anime, but like in Made in Abyss, you can tell she's like wearing like kind of caving stuff, which I guess is important because she's going down into a very big cave. It's basically a pit. You can see like the whistle here is actually like important story-wise and stuff. So it's always good to have that stuff. Even the glasses she's wearing is actually kind of like plot. There's like a plot reason around it or something. So there is that as well. This one is just...
It's Princess Lee.
It's Princess
Zelda
Lee.
better than Rover.
Oof. Oof. Well, there's a reason behind having to wear this, basically. It's because you have to go into this town, and you're not allowed to... Only, like, women are allowed to get into the town. So basically, you have to cross-dress. So the design does have, like, some practicality with the world. And, yeah. Let's see. These are some not practical ones. They're just... I have to have a reason to have boobs in here,
Why
right?
are they sitting like that?
See, this is appealing to a certain audience, but it's not really, I don't know, necessary to the story, I guess. But if that's what you're going for, if this is, I just pulled this thumbnail from somewhere. If it's a hentai game, I guess it's done its purpose.
No, I think I know what game that is.
What is this?
I think it's like the 999 game. 9 persons, 9 doors.
Oh.
9 something. I still haven't seen the game, but the character design there.
Boobs are
familiar.
just going straight out.
I like it. I like his expression.
No, the reason why is because that bra is a push-up. It's a weird push-up. Yeah, it's such a really weird push-up. Because it's really what they did is it's a jacket-like thing. And
Have you played the game?
No, I could tell from the design. But like the top of her boobs is like really straight.
Anyways,
Yeah.
anyway,
We're analyzing. It's really pushed up for no reason.
Oh, I see. Well, she's like the only one who's like that, but
Oh my god.
Oh yeah, that's a good game.
why is it cropped?
That's a good
I don't know why it's cropped, Kevin.
She'd be the only one like that.
Changing settings and I don't know. So it's streaming now. Gonna close that. I don't know why it's cropped. I'm sorry. I'm just gonna go on. Yeah. This one is just, oh god, the colors and the belts and whatever this thing is. Is this his hair?
That's hair.
Is that hair?
That's hair.
Oh my. Yeah, like, it looks fine with Mario, right? Because he's kind of like a childish character, but when you do it on this guy and have like really bright red and bright blue and bright purple, I don't know about that. And this one is kind of just self-explanatory. Some people, some artists just be like that. Anyways, actually, yeah, actually, wait, what? I thought I had another slide. Oh, derp. Okay, this is supposed to go here. Okay, so for now I want you guys to, you can always use like an existing OC, because I know everyone has OCs. Possibly. Do you have an OC, Hasio?
Who does?
Do you have an OC?
Of course I do.
Oh, you do! Hasio's an OC! Okay, you can draw it. The time to draw your character was like keeping in mind the little, like, tips. Unless you have paper, you know. Keeping in mind the like tips. Oh, do you need pencil? I have a pencil. Here you go. You just have like 10 minutes to draw a character. Kind of keeping in mind the stuff I guess I talked about, and yeah. That's not a pencil, that's chapstick.
Oh, I think what I was holding, and I'm like, I don't know, it looks like a pencil.
I was talking to myself. Would you like another gusher? Here's. I have cranberries too. This is my lunch.
I have Indomie.
Oh, I have Endomie. I have a lot of Endomie.
Yeah.
Low
Okay,
key.
I have 5 left.
Oh, low key. I want to bring some to the game jam. I might have a crumpled up flyer.
I was gonna eat one from Orbeez. I got like caught up. And I was like, right, no. I'll start.
It's totally fine to look for references.
It's been 2 weeks since I dropped it.
It's gonna suck, but oh well.
There was also this tip that if you can't draw your character in like 10 strokes, you should try to draw it in 10 strokes. But I don't know about that because that's like nearly impossible, but I think it's like the idea of not overdoing stuff. Because at the same time, I'm lazy, so I don't like drawing all the details. Like, as much as I like Fate Grand Order, their designs are it's a little hard to have to deal with. Sad. But yeah. I would draw more Fate Grand Order, but the designs are just so much. So using references is good. No, that's my Discord. Yeah. This is just something I've been working on. Ah!
This is gonna take me way too long. I keep messing up.
Oof. If you look up like something like Mickey, it's just very simple, kind of easy to animate, easy to draw kind of thing. It's just good, you know, like if you have like character designs that kids are able to draw, I don't know, it doesn't have to be, but there's a reason why, I guess there's a reason why these things are really popular, because Sanrio is pretty good at doing really simple designs, but still being able to like have it be appealing and stuff, basically. But yeah. It all depends. There's even like really complicated designs that I actually like, but I guess the good thing is that it's not overdone, I suppose. She doesn't have a gazillion belts. But yeah. I don't know, man. How many minutes do we on? Oh, you done? Yeah. Oh, okay. I'm not even.
It's just a giggle.
Yeah. That's what we're doing here.
Oh, I forgot my cup. That's good. We should mute your Discord.
Oh, I should just close Discord. Can I close Discord? There you go.
Close it and turn it off forever.
How does it look? Okay, let me just finish this really quickly. Okay. So, do you guys want to show off your drawings?
No.
Adela! Woo, what is that? Ooh, blindfolds. Oh, so cute. Ooh, nice. So nice. Oh, don't know what happened. Anyways, I was just using this for reference for mine. Layla. Ada. Okay. Come see you.
I'm gonna do something for you. Oh, ooh, nice.
Baby cute.
Like yeah.
Okay. You didn't have to do expressions yet, because that's actually the next slide.
Oh, do you like my happy face?
Oh, yes. Anyways, back to the slides. Okay. Next is expressions. So, yay, all your characters have expressions. And basically, it's a good way to, like, show personality, I guess, in your character. If they're, like, react really strongly to something, or they're just, like, vaguely surprised. Everyone's different. So, you can see all the different expressions you can come up with. Stuff like that. And it's also good. I should be eating a gusher.
You have permission.
It's also good to, I guess, you know, like, look up expressions on how, like, other people, like, draw their, like, faces and stuff. Like, I know on Pinterest, there's a lot of, like, if you just look up, like, drawing expressions, they have a lot of, like, references you can go off. And lack of expression can be expression too, but you want to make sure that you're not, like, putting off the characters that are just, like, shy or out, like, soft-spoken. Because I've actually done that with a character where I'm just like, oh yeah, he just doesn't talk a lot. But then in the end, I didn't really think about his personality enough. Because he was always, like, in the background, he wasn't really doing anything. So, I want to make sure, like, you care about all your characters. And even if they aren't expressive enough, you still think about their personality and how they would react to things. What?
Next.
Oh, okay, well anyways, Trigger is good at doing really, like, crazy expressions. Like, her character design in general is not very, like, detailed or whatnot, but you can come across her personality pretty easily just by, like, you can tell what kind of, like, person she is just by, like, expressions and stuff. And this one. Yeah. The second exercise I want to do is
I'm gonna draw that.
it's basically draw, like, I guess, like 5 or 6 expressions of your character, the one you just drew of. You have a blindfold on. Maybe, like, choose another one where you just basically draw, like, different expressions. If they're, like, shy, sad, happy, disappointed, like, shocked. And if you want, just choose a character that can get really crazy like this. Because it's always fun to do stuff like that. Yeah. And I guess I'll just give 10 minutes for that too. And you can use these as reference if you need to. Okay, give you like 1 more minute, or just draw one more face, or one more. Oh, so cute. Oh, so cute.
She's blind.
Oh, I see. Nice. That's good though. Like even having a blindfold, but still be able to like show some expressions.
I need to. I forgot the jar scars.
Okay, I guess I'll just go over the last one really quickly, which is dealing with multiple characters. So if you're gonna have like a huge game with a lot of different characters, it's good to have an idea of when you're designing one character, keep the rest in mind, so you don't have two characters with like the same traits or whatnot. If you make them all very like diverse, it's easier for people to remember. I guess like one easy way is to basically have one character be different colors. So basically one character be like red, the other character be blue, stuff like this. Like this one, every character has their like unique like color, I suppose, which makes it easier for people to remember like characters, because they'll just be like, oh, it's that red person or it's that blue person or whatnot. For Overwatch, it's pretty good as well, I guess, because you can kind of tell each character from each other. They're all very like different, I guess, design-wise, so it's really nice. Because I don't even play Overwatch, but I know all the characters just from watching all the cinematics, because I'm a animation nerd, stuff like that. But yeah, colors is good, because for color design, I feel like you should try to keep just like 2 colors for every like character. Like if you start like one color is fine too, but I think 2 is good for kind of like a contrast in what they're wearing. Kind of like Diva right here, she's like wearing blue, but her mech is pink. It's hard to see, but yeah. Tracer's kind of like orange and blue. You always have like 2 colors. Maybe a third one for added effect, but you definitely want to make sure you don't add like too many colors, because it might get confusing for people. And this is just another salt. And don't make your characters look the same, because otherwise no one can tell them apart. Unless that's what you're going for, like I know like FPS games. It doesn't really matter what their characters look like. But if you're designing something with like individual like characters with different like motives and whatnot, you want them to look pretty different. And so yeah, that's the end of the workshop. Yeah. If y'all want to finish up your expressions, and then you can show each other, because we'll do that. Oh yeah, thank you. Hope that was nice. And then next week we'll be talking about concept art, I think. Yeah. Yep. So you can start going into what might go into your game and stuff. Yeah. Just want to keep it on this. Yep. Let me show off all your drawings of this. Oh, it's an Evie or something.
Where the fuck, boy?
Oh, Oh, is that okay?
I messed up a lot. Like, a lot.
I see. I like how you did the ears, kind of like droop down when they're sad and like up when they're happy. Stuff like that. Yeah, fur is not a furry, but fur is good for doing expressions because you can have the character be like really scared, and the fur is kind of like that, I guess, like kind of frazzled and stuff. You can do a lot with kind of like hair and stuff too. Just like if you have bouncy hair, it's kind of like happy and sad.
So cute. Yes. I got my.
It goes crazy. I see spoilers or something. Yay. Thank you for coming, I guess. That's it. Yay. Yeah. Just gonna eat another gusher.
You can turn off the stream probably.
Oh yeah. But Akko.
That girl. Oops. That's dead now.
Guess I'm dead. Trigger is pretty good at expressions. You know, it's go to Trigger to study it, I guess.
They're very extreme.
Yeah, they're very extreme. They're very extra. I have to go to the sculpture app. It's so weird. You have to like press it multiple times for it to turn on. You want the rest of the gushers?
Yeah. Oh my god.
Was that pretty well?
Oh my god. Yeah.
Do you have anywhere to wash it?